Hey everyone, so at the end of this week, a lot of you are going to be celebrating St. Paddy's Day. Now, St. Paddy's Day and Tiki don't typically go hand to hand. The flavor profiles just really aren't there. But I am going to be making a cocktail that you should be sipping on St. Paddy's Day. And no, I'm not just going to be using green food coloring. I'm not going to be making a green Mai Tai. No, we're going to go a different approach. We're going to make an original cocktail of mine. Today, we're going to be making a green zombie. I'm Andy, this is Easy Tiki Drinks, so let's do this. So the inspiration for the green zombie actually did not come about because of St. Paddy's Day, shockingly. Instead, it actually came about because of Sunken Harbor Club, which is a tropical bar in New York City and probably, in a lot of people's opinion, one of the premier tropical / tiki bars in the United States. A while ago, I happened to notice on their Instagram they had a cocktail called a white zombie. So I did some digging and I happened to find the recipe for that. It's pretty decent. Not my favorite. I've got my own version, which if you want to see, make sure you drop a comment below. Let me know if you want to see my white zombie version. I call it a White Walker because also Game of Thrones fan, nerd, so kind of fits. They just changed up their menu and they've just released the blue zombie, which I have no idea what's in it, by the way. If you guys have any idea, I would love to see what's in that, so definitely let me know. But that kind of inspired me. I said, well, what if I could make my own colored zombie? What would it be? Well, I mean, the zombie itself is kind of brown-orange to begin with, so we didn't want to go that route. Now, it could go red, but the Italian zombie already exists by Marie King, so that was kind of out of the question as well. But what about green? Could I make a green zombie? I think I can. And in fact, I know I've got an ingredient in my fridge that can definitely make a green zombie, and that's Pandan Syrup, which for those of you that don't know is in a syrup that is made from the pandan leaf, or the way I make it, which I'll drop the description in the link below, with pandan extract. I have made a cocktail with it before. I've made the Pacific Theater by Brian Maxwell. I'll leave a link up here and in the description below. And it's a great cocktail, a great introduction to pandan. Now I know a lot of you don't love pandan because it can be hard to find, but again, the way I make it with pandan extract is super easy, super simple. So that gave me inspiration to make a green zombie. While I was setting up my shoot schedule for March, I also happened to notice that St. Paddy's Day was coming up. So I felt like this was a perfect time to introduce you to the green zombie. So let's see what we're gonna need to make my green zombie. To make the green zombie, you're gonna need a lightly aged rum, an unaged overproof Jamaican rum, an unaged sugarcane rum, pandan syrup, passionfruit liqueur, pineapple juice, lime juice, aromatic bitters, absinthe, and saline. Now, for those of you questioning, you go, well, Andy, a lot of those ingredients don't show up in the original zombie, and you're not wrong, but you're not right either. First of all, I'm not calling this a zombie, I'm calling it a green zombie. So therein lies the fact that it is a riff on a zombie. However, a lot of similar flavor profiles from the 1950 zombie do carry over in the pineapple juice and in the passion fruit. However, in the original zombie build, right, we've got falernum and cinnamon, those don't show up here. Instead, we've got passion fruit liqueur and pandan syrup. Now, instead of a blend of kind of like aged or darker rums, we're going with the lighter rums. And the reason being is that the lighter rums really pair well with the pandan and the passion fruit. So that was the goal there. By the way, let's talk about a couple of the choices that I've made. So for my lightly aged rum, I am using the Tiki Lover's White. Now, I actually really love this white rum. In my mind, it's just below Probitas and above Plantation 3-star. So if you're looking for something, a lightly aged rum with a little bit more funk and body to it, but you don't love the Probitas, definitely check out the Tiki Lover's White. For my unaged overproof Jamaican rum, I'm going with Wray Nephew. However, if you wanted to swap it out for something like a Rum Fire by Hampton, you're more than welcome to. My suggestion there would be to actually tone down the lightly aged rum to something like a Plantation 3-star to account for the extra funk from the Rum Fire. For my unaged sugarcane rum, I am using Rhum JM Blanc 50. Now this is a 50% ABV unaged rum agricole from Martinique, and I love this. For those of you that aren't super big fans of rum agricole, I challenge you to buy a bottle of this. It is a bit on the pricier side. Make a cocktail with it and tell me you don't love it. I don't love most unaged sugarcane rums. This one I absolutely adore. For my passion fruit liqueur, I'm going with Giffards. It's kind of the industry standard. If you want to do something like a Gerard's or a Chinola, that would make a good substitute here as well. And then the only other thing that I have that's branded is going to be my Aromatic Bitters. I'm going with the Bitter Truth Company. But if you wanted to use a different aromatic bitters, you're more than welcome to do that as well. Anyway, let's build this thing. Let's sip on it. I'll talk a little bit more about it, I think. Although I've talked a bunch about it already. But anyway, I'll give you the flavor profile on it. And yeah, we'll get into this thing. So grab your shaking tin, because that's what you're gonna need. In your shaking tin, you're gonna add 5 drops of Saline Solution, 1 dash of Absinthe, 1 dash of Aromatic Bitters, 3/4 of an ounce or 22.5 milliliters of lime juice, 1 ounce or 30 milliliters of pineapple juice, half an ounce or 15 milliliters of Passionfruit Liqueur, half an ounce or 15 milliliters of Pandan Syrup, 3/4 of an ounce or 22.5 milliliters of unaged sugarcane rum, 3/4 of an ounce or 22.5 milliliters of unaged overproof Jamaican rum, and 1 ounce or 30 milliliters of our lightly aged rum. Add a little bit of Pebble ice to your shaking tin, and give it a nice whip shake for about 5 to 8 seconds. Grab your zombie glass and open pour in. Top with more Pebble ice, and garnish with a big bushy mint sprig and a Surfside sip straw. So there you have it, my green zombie. Check this thing out, it literally looks radioactive. The Pandan Syrup gives this thing such a nice green color that is really just kind of accentuated by that pineapple juice. Everything else here is kind of playing a backseat as far as color because it's all lightly colored. And so because of that, the green in this thing really shines. And I think I hit it on the head, not to toot my own horn, with calling this a green zombie. Let's give it a try. That is a cornucopia of flavors. Right up front, you're hit with that sweet, grassy rum agricole flavor, which leads super well into this vegetal vanilla pandan flavor. For those of you that have never had pandan before, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this in the best way possible, and I don't mean this in a bad way. It tastes like vanilla and dirt. But again, in the best way. It's like this musty vanilla that just gives it this much more, this body. That vanilla vegetal flavor is then kind of followed through with Jamaican funk and pineapple juice. And all of that is being nicely rounded out by the lime juice. We get a little bit of the anise on the very back palate from the absinthe. And then that aromatic bitters and saline are really just doing a wonderful job of accentuating the flavors within the cocktail to really help you pick out the individual ones. Now, it is a lot of ingredients, but I mean, it's a zombie after all. And some of these ingredients you may not have, right? Like you may not have an unaged sugarcane rum, and that's okay. If you don't have something like a Rhum JM Blanc 50, I would actually just probably swap it out and up the unaged Jamaican Overproof rum just a little bit more. Pandan, kind of necessary, you kind of need it. If you don't have a Passionfruit Liqueur, you could sub it out for a Passionfruit Syrup, something like from BJ Reynolds or Homemade. That will work as well. I might drop it a little bit to about 1/4 of an ounce at that point because it is going to be a little bit sweeter, and with the pineapple juice it's already teetering on the edge of being like overly sweet, but the 3/4 ounce of the lime juice really does a great job of rounding up this cocktail. So again, if you're going to swap the Passionfruit Liqueur out for a Passionfruit Syrup, definitely drop it down to about 1/4 of an ounce. Should do pretty well. But yeah, I mean, I guess that's really about it for this. I kind of told you the backstory of it, the inspiration for the cocktail. As far as like the template, I kind of stuck to a traditional zombie template, well, at least my zombie template. I just swapped out some ingredients that all flavor profiles played well together, and it is a cornucopia of flavors. You're hit with just wave after wave of different things that just flow so well into each other. Honestly, this is probably one of my proudest creations, and I would be happy to serve this, if I've got Pandan, at any of the bars that I've ever worked at, or at a cocktail workshop if somebody wanted to try it there. Anyway, that's it for today's episode. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, click that little notification bell, give this video a thumbs up, follow me over on Instagram and TikTok at EasyTikiDrinks. I really hope you guys go and enjoy St. Paddy's Day. As always, drink responsibly, don't drink and drive, the whole deal. Right? And of course, I hope if you're watching this, you're over 21, because otherwise you shouldn't be, but I just gotta say these things. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, guys, you know the deal. Take it easy.